Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Locked In. We're going to keep talking college football week 2, and we're going to keep this one pretty close home and talk about the Tennessee Vols as they go up against North Carolina State Wolfpack. A lot of anticipation for this one, I think, on both sides. North Carolina State's got them a quarterback that they're excited about. Tennessee's got one too. Um, Tennessee just came off of a complete murder of the Tennessee Chattanooga Mocs. And North Carolina State, they beat another Southern Conference team, Western Carolina, pretty handily. I think they outdid them by 17 points. Quite a different point spread right there, but maybe Western Carolina's that good. Who knows? So this should be an interesting game. And we here at Locked In, we've had things to say, about Tennessee in the past, and I think this one's interesting because, I mean, no disrespect to North Carolina State, and to them and their fans and everything else. Wolfpack, everybody in the dogs watching Nico tomorrow night, are they not?
He is honestly he will win the Heisman at some point. Like Nico is flat out good. I know I know in that Iowa game, I was looking for him specifically to fail, but I think that game proved all I needed to know. Way advanced for his years. And I mean I think Nico's going to have a flat out day with Chris Brazzell, Brew McCoy. I think Dylan Sampson's one of the best running backs in the SEC this year. I think he'll have a good day. I look forward to Tennessee absolutely dominating this game. They have players everywhere on the field. I know Boo Carter got to play a lot on defense last week. We'll see what they do with him at safety. I know that's honestly been Tennessee's biggest struggle, in my opinion,
Yes, it has been
is their secondary.
defensive backfield. Yeah,
It's been pretty abysmal. But I think Boo Carter will really help that out. Not only can he defend the pass, but I think his best asset is him actually being able to be a secure tackler from a safety position, or even using him in like a nickel corner situation, more close to the line, playing the flats. So I think you take away and you look at what NC State does. You have Grayson McCall as their quarterback. They have a transfer from Duke as their running back. They like to run the ball. Grayson McCall likes to run the option. Their running backs, stocky, bigger guy, who will run you over, run through you. So I mean that's going to be the thing this week. You're looking for outside runs, and who's going to stop that? Well, you have James Pierce and Bailey on the end for Tennessee. And along with that, not only do you have linebackers that are good now, but you have Boo Carter that can come down and make a play. And that's the thing. I think Tennessee's strengths are where NC State's strengths lie. But the thing about that is that it's one type of talent versus another. Tennessee, obviously, the way more talented team, not only on offense but defense. So I mean that's the thing. Tennessee's just going to outwork NC State, and mark my words, it might even be a close game in the first half of the ball game. But when that depth comes in, Tennessee will take over this game and probably win by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
yeah. I think you go back to the North Carolina State running back Jordan Waters is the name, and and he is. I mean, he's a good size, 6 foot, 215. Uh, he ran for over 6 a carry against Western Carolina. And that's what you expect to see a running back do, against that level of competition. So, I mean, this is a guy who, I think feasibly, you're talking probably a 3.7, maybe even better than that, yards per carry average. I think that he can do it. The thing I'm interested in seeing, though, is are they going to be able to slow down Tennessee? Because Tennessee, honestly, offensively speaking, they're probably one of the more complete teams that you'll see this year. And I know that that's the gamble you're taking there is that Nico is a young quarterback. And I mean, is he advanced? Yeah, he is, but he's still young. So you've got to think that they're going to try to work him. North Carolina State is. They're going to try to bait him into a turnover. Uh, but boy, I tell you, he had a heck of a team to come out against, and I think that it's easy for people to, like, down in our neck of the woods in SEC country, it's easy for people to kind of sneeze at the Iowa Hawkeyes. They got a dang good pass defense. I mean, Iowa is always quite solid, and he had a game against them. I mean, he really did. And the thing on top of that that I think is particularly interesting just about the Tennessee storyline, and I've made mention of this in videos before, that is becoming a place to be. It's different. I think it's a different feel. I was there back in March at a coaching clinic, and the thing of it is that I came away from. I mean, I keep up with Tennessee. I have a degree from Tennessee, so that's the team that I keep up with most closely. But the thing that impressed me is, like, I left like thinking, oh my God, man, if you get in the building at Tennessee, they've got a shot at getting anybody. And then you hear people, like, when you to go on and you'll talk about something that has no bearing tomorrow. People, like George McIntyre, the quarterback recruit who is out of this world. A lot of people are like, oh, he'll never go. Yeah, he will. I seriously think that he will, because Josh Heupel is just. I mean, it's like talking to a regular person who happens to be a football genius, and everybody around him is like that. They're super relatable. I think they're building something really interesting up there. Now, who knows national pictures what they look like, but I do think Tennessee is going to be a consistent playoff team since they've expanded it. But we'll see. And I think tomorrow night, I think that this could potentially be, the coming out party for Tennessee. I think that if they can come out and they can beat North Carolina State by more than 2 scores, I think they all of a sudden enter into the national conversation in a big way. And I think that's a lot of pressure too, especially with a young quarterback. But like you said, I think that Sampson has the ability to run through anybody. I think that the receivers, we didn't mention Dante Thompson, who is a dang good receiver. He was a leading receiver last week. They've got the weapons that they need to be something else on offense, and their offensive line is pretty doggone solid. There was big improvement. Just you could see from the beginning of the season last year to the bowl game, big improvement on Tennessee's offensive line. And one of the things that you don't think about that much, because it's kind of funny when you look at people's stats. It's really easy to think Josh Heupel, and then having the he's the quarterback developer, and hurry up, everything like that. Yeah, he is. But Tennessee very often runs the ball for nearly 60% of their plays. So, I mean, they are a running team, and they've got some depth at running back this year. I think that's something they showed off last week against UTC, where they got some guys who can run the ball. Now, I will say it is Tennessee should put it on UTC. They really should. That shouldn't be a close game. So, good for them for taking care of business. I think tomorrow evening it'll be a little different. I think North Carolina State's going to put up a good fight. I think they could win this ball game. But at the end of the day, I just think that Tennessee's going to be it's going to be too much. I think it's really going to be too much, and what I expect is kind of what you described. I would not be surprised if this is a game that at halftime is within 7 to 10 points, uh, and I think that Tennessee pulls away late in it. It'll really surprise me, and if you look at it, I think that it'll shock me if Nico is not over 70% completion, probably 3 touchdowns. I would say that Pierce is going to get after the quarterback. I think that the thing that I'm most interested in seeing is, can Tennessee get turnovers in the secondary? I think that if they get to the place to where they can force teams to turn the ball over, Tennessee all of a sudden becomes a pretty serious contender, because they're going to have to do that. Because the thing that I think that, and if I was North Carolina State, what I would want to do is, if you can take advantage of them wearing their defense out with a hurry up offensive approach, I think North Carolina State has a chance. I would try to control it. I'd try to get, if I could get 3 and outs against them, I think it's going to be hard. But if I could get them, and then I could, control it and keep that offense off the field and keep Tennessee's defense on, I think North Carolina State can make it a much closer game. But at the end of the day, I think it's too much for me, they can make it. So there's potential there, but will it happen? I don't think so. I think Tennessee wins this one handily. I'm not going to say they win it walking away, but I say they win it convincingly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely by more than 2 scores. I think Tennessee's just a good football team, probably one of the best this year. Look for them and Nico even to make a big push the end of the year, especially. I think Nico has very good odds to either be a Heisman contender this year or next year. He's an elite quarterback. He really is probably, if not the best, one of the top three quarterbacks in all of college football right now. So a lot of high hopes for Nico and the Tennessee Vols, especially this week. Is there anything else before we wrap up?
Should be a good weekend. Those are a couple of big games. It's kind of slow this week, it seems. So maybe somebody will surprise us, give us a new team to talk about. But I think between Michigan and Texas early and Tennessee, North Carolina State late, ought to be a pretty fun day of college football.
Yeah, yeah, I am with it. So I hope y'all enjoyed this week in college football, and glad that college football is back because I know I am. With that being said, stay locked in, everyone.